In the last video, we extracted a 65nm RS6 processor from another PS3. This time, let's transplant this RS6 into a backward compatible model, CECHA. Looks like someone has already tampered with this console, but for only $20, I really can't complain much. Let's tear it down. Whoa, this plastic seems like an official Sony mod. Could this console have been repaired by Sony before? Let me know what you think. We need to check what's causing the yellow light of death. To do that, we need to extract the Syscon error log. As always, we need to connect the TX, RX, and the ground. We don't need this right now, because we will start with the external mode. This time, I will show you how to use an Apple Mac to extract the Syscon error log. Open Terminal, and then navigate to the folder where the Syscon program is located. I'm using Conda here, so I need to activate the Python environment for PS3. After that, run the command to connect to the Syscon. On a Mac, instead of specifying the COM port, you need to use a serial device name. In my case, it is /dev/tty.usb serial and the device name. It's difficult to get a full error history in the external mode, so let's switch over to the internal mode instead. A pioneer in the PS3 community, YLOD, has made a comprehensive tutorial on this topic. If you are still not sure how to Syscon your PS3, be sure to check it out. The full history contains a bunch of 3034 and a bit of 1002 at the end, which makes it the perfect subject for Frankenstein Mod. So, let's go! The heatsink is stuck to the motherboard. What I'm doing here is to push the heatsink down with a screwdriver and pull up the motherboard. Now the RS6 is clean, let's check it. Is it an official Sony Frankie? Oh, it's not. In that case, let's FYI. Before I start, I want to cover up all the parts that could be damaged by heat. Then I apply the PCB holder to keep it flat during the preheating and BJ rework. I feel like I have a room temperature IQ, trying to figure out the right orientation for the holder, something even a 3-year-old could easily do. Okay, this aluminum foil here is blocking the holder. Let's try it again. Perfect, now it fits. This is what it looks like underneath the motherboard. The spacers help to keep the board flat when baking. Alright, let's clean up this operation table where my last PS3 died on. Then carefully place a PCB on top. Then apply flux underneath the RS6 processor. To ensure the bottom side of the RS6 is fully covered with flux, I keep applying it until the flux is coming out from the other side. When you see this, you know you're ready. The next step is to wrap it like a potato. Yummy. This is how I'm going to pre-bake the motherboard. I tape down the aluminum foil to prevent heat from escaping. Oh no, there's a tiny hole here, let's fix it. Is it good now? Let's have a look. I think we're all set. Let's plug in the power and start baking. Remember, use a power cable rated for high power applications. For some reason, the cable that came with this preheater just isn't up to the task. To check if the cable is good or not, we can turn on the preheater and measure the temperature of the cable. I set the temperature to 125 degrees Celsius, which is hot enough to boil away the moisture. If you have a bad cable, it would be warm to touch when the preheater is turned on. My cable is warm. I don't want to burn my house, so I should buy a better cable. Anyhow, 24 hours later, I'm still alive. That means everything is working fine. Let's begin the Frankenstein surgery. First, cut open a hole to expose the RS6 processor. Oh no, I cut the wrong place. Where is the processor? Okay, I think it's a little bit to the right. We also need to mount the hot air on top. To do that, I use a tabletop microphone holder. Nothing fancy here, everything is cheap because I'm poor. And then I rotate the nozzle a little bit to have the same orientation as the RS6 processor. Okay, I need to move up the preheater a little bit. Great! Everything is perfectly aligned. Let's raise up the hot air gun and attach a thermocouple to monitor the temperature near the RS6. Last but not least, cover the RS6 with another aluminum foil to prevent heat from escaping. Make sure it can be opened easily to desolder the 90nm RS6. "20 minutes in, the board temperature has reached 180. I'm so nervous that I can't even open the aluminum foil. It's time to bring down the hot air nozzle. Air temperature 300. The temperature near the RS6 is increasing slowly. 190. 200. 210. 220. Let's nudge it to see if it is ready for removal. Nope, it's not. It's not moving at all. You can't see my face on camera, but I'm sweating like crazy. The whole thing is so intense. I need to monitor the thermocouple temperature to make sure it's not overcooked. At the same time, I also need to turn up the hot air temperature to speed up the process, and nudge the processor from time to time to see if it is ready for removal. Can you see how shaky my hand is? The temperature is approaching 270 degrees. In my experience, this is when the lead-free solder typically begins to melt. Okay, it is ready. Hurry up and remove it. Somehow, my camera is sucking up all the smoke. Let's turn off the hot air station and the preheater. Also, clean the motherboard when it's still hot and keep my mouth shut. Finally, it's clean. Wait a minute. Ah, shit. I will fix it later. Now let's check if we have any missing pads. Everything looks good, and this is the 90nm RS6 that we extracted from the motherboard. Before we throw it away, we can use it as a practice. This is my first time doing a reball, and I'm sure I'm going to fail miserably. Alright, let's find the right stencil. It doesn't look like it. I think this is the one we want. Put it on top of the RS6 and secure it. Wait, what? The size doesn't match. I went back and checked my order, and I realized my frame size is 80 by 80. Then I also checked the stencil that I ordered separately. It's 90 by 90. Oh no, I ordered the wrong stencil. I have no choice but to order another frame that matches with my stencil. Before our new frame arrives, let's play with this crappy reballing tool I have. I'm not sure if it is the correct way to use it, but it seems we can reball the RS6 like this. So let's apply some flux and put on the stencil that came with this reballing tool. After aligning the stencil with the RS6, we have something like this. Now it's time to play with thousands of tiny balls. I think I'm getting old. I can't really see where are the balls. Luckily, I have a microscope. Now we can play golf easily. Just go inside already. Finally. It has been 10 minutes since I started playing with tiny balls, and there are still a lot of holes to fill. Oh no, I think I messed up. Kill me, please. Alright, round 2, let's try it again. This time it's much better. I think the next step is to blow hot air. I set the temperature to 330 and use the weakest airflow. But still, some balls are flying away. It seems the balls are melting. Let's remove the stencil and have a look. Some of them are not done. Let's blow a bit more hot air. Under a microscope, we can see that most of the balls are soldered properly. I found one that is poorly done, but it somehow managed to stick to the pad. When I flip over the RS6, I see this. Don't tell me I got RAM bleed. Oh, thank God. It's just a random solder ball getting stuck there. Okay, I guess there's nothing wrong with my reball. I'm surprised that my first reball is not that bad. Let's also measure the RS6 to see if it's still alive. These are my measurements, and these are the values I found online. Do you think the RS6 is still alive? Let me know in the comment. I would like to practice a few more times to build up my confidence. Let's clean it and redo it again. Reball, round 3, here we go. Oh no, I messed up. There's a gap underneath the stencil, and we get something like this. Okay, one more time, round 4. So far so good. What's happening? Is the stencil curving up? Let's call it a day. I think I need a better tool for reballing.
Supplies requested. Supply drop complete.
Same as before, I have the 90nm RS6 underneath with a thin, uniform layer of flux. Then I pour a mountain of balls on it and shake it. That's right, this tool makes reballing so much easier. And we can also recycle the excessive balls easily. We still need to play a little bit of golf to get the job done.
Tiger attempting to play a little low sucking spinner.
After that, carefully remove the stencil. Fix any missing balls you see on the RS6. It's hot air time! As I slowly bring the hot air gun closer, some balls fly away. I'm already using the weakest airflow available on my hot air station, so maybe I just don't have enough flux in that area. Let's apply a bit more. As you can see, the excess flux messed up the ball arrangement, so I have to fix them manually, one by one. It's a painful process. I think it took me about 10 minutes just to fix the balls. Now let's go back to the hot air. As you can see, the region with more flux is all messed up. I think too much flux actually makes things worse. Alright, time to clean it and retry. This time I need to make sure I don't have too much flux. I think I still have too much flux at the bottom this time. I need to make sure it is uniform everywhere next time. Okay, uniform flux. Let's see how things go. Why? What am I missing? Okay, one more time. Oh, it's not perfect, but I think I'm getting better. As I practice more, I encounter even more failures. For example, when I forgot to clean the flux from the RX6, it sticks to the stencil, and the whole thing becomes a mess. After so much practice, I summarized my failures into 3 reasons. Too much flux, too little flux, airspeed too strong. When there's too much flux, the balls swim away. When there's too little flux, the balls fly away. And I think the airspeed just makes things worse. For problems 1 and 2, we can simply fix them by carefully applying flux uniformly. But for problem 3, it's not that easy to fix, because I'm already using the weakest airspeed available on my hot air station. Maybe I can just change the nozzle to reduce the airspeed. Let's try it. This nozzle actually works. No more flying balls. It's not perfect, but it's better than before. Another practice. To be honest, I didn't expect reballing to be this difficult. I thought BGA desoldering was already difficult enough. But reballing is just another level of difficulty. If you mess up any balls, you mess up the whole thing. Look, those balls just line up themselves. Wait, no way! I did it! This might be just a fluke, so I continue to practice until I can do it confidently. Now, this is the result I can get consistently every time. It's not perfect, but it's not too bad either. After so much practice, this 90nm RS6 is dead. Okay, this time let's do it for real, using the 65nm RS6. Okay, don't be nervous, it's just like all the practice I've done before. Slowly, slowly, easy. Ah, shit. Stay calm and evaluate the situation. Let's check what are the two balls merging together. Okay, I think they are unused. Maybe it's fine. Then let's proceed to the next step, putting the RS6 back. Make sure it's aligned to the motherboard and put a thermocouple next to it. Preheating, let's start. It's my first time soldering the RS6 back, so I'm not sure when should I start nudging. But I think the melting point for the new solder balls are lower than 270, maybe at 250. Let's nudge it to see if it moves. Oh, it moves already. Let's turn off everything and wait for the motherboard to cool down a little bit. Before it completely cools down, maybe we should fix these components. Oh no, the resistor is married to the capacitor. Sorry guys, I need you two to break up right now. Now that they are divorced, put the tiny resistor back. It's so small that I don't even know if you can see it on the screen. Next, put the capacitor back. Let's solder them back to the motherboard carefully. That was difficult. They look solid. Now we should check if the 65nm RS6 is soldered properly. We will use this diagram and measure all the test points. RS6 VDDC seems okay. VDDR not bad. RS6 PLL a bit too high. FB VDDQ check. RS6 VDDIO check. YC RC VDDIO no problem. BE VDDC good. VDDA also good. MC2 VDDIO a bit too low. BE PLL is too low again. Finally, VDD memory check. Here's the summary. It seems most of them are okay, except RS6 and BEPLL and MC2 VDDIO. What do you guys think about these measurements? Leave a comment below. Right now, even if there's a problem with these numbers, I have no idea how to fix them. So let's proceed to the resistor mod. This is the required modification for the motherboard to recognize the new RS6. First, we need to remove this resistor 2001. I think I need to apply some fresh solder to make the removal easier. The other resistor we need to remove is 2054. Now, we need to create a new solder point. I don't know about you, but everything is so small that I can't even see what am I doing. Let's do it under a microscope. Ah, it's much better. I think I need to grind a little bit to the left. Now, we need to move the resistor 2153 to the spot I just grind down. Just like before, add a bit of fresh solder, desolder it, and move it to the new location. It seems I need to grind a bit more to the left. This time I think it's perfect. Let's solder the resistor back. It doesn't look good, but it's soldered on. SMD soldering is difficult. I better use a soldering iron to make sure the solder connection is good. Oh no, it looks even uglier than before. I think I will just leave it like this. The more I try to fix it, the worse it becomes. After all the resistors are in place, we also need to modify the Syscon so that it can recognize the new RS6. These are the values I should write to the Syscon. Before writing, let's check the checksum of the Syscon. The checksum seems okay, that means no one has tried to modify it before. Then we can overwrite the Syscon. I did it line by line because I want to make sure nothing goes wrong. Here's the first line, and it said complete. That means overwriting successful. Then we can move on to the second line. After it says complete, we can move on to the third line. And finally, the fourth line. After overwriting everything, we need to fix the checksum. Basically, you need to find the line starting with the word sum, and then check the line below it. This line basically tells you what value you need to write to this address to fix the checksum. Then you overwrite the value using the same command. Finally, check the checksum one more time to make sure everything is correct. There is no more line starting with the word sum, so everything is fine now. Finally, we can apply thermal paste and assemble the console to test it. Alright, plug in the power cable and turn it on. Oh no, this console doesn't even beep anymore. Did I mess up? Anyhow, only Syscon could tell us what's wrong. The latest error we get is 3004, and it happens at step 9, which is extremely early in the boot sequence. What does 3004 mean? I have no idea, that's why I come to this website. It says it's RS6 core power failure, which seems to be a NEC token related issue. Alright, let's replace the NEC tokens. If you watch my older videos, you will notice I've been removing NEC tokens using hot air like this. Then my friend Rambon sends me a video showing how to remove it easily without hot air. Let's have a look together. That's amazing! By the way, he's also developing a new tool for the cell processor to safely and easily remove the IHS. What's even better is the blades are replaceable. For more information, go to this website and subscribe to his channel. Alright, let's come back and try his token removal technique. As always, I messed up. Okay, I need to be careful this time. This method works, and is much faster than using hot air. I just need to be more careful not to scratch the PCB. Now, it's time to replace it with Felix's greatest invention of the century. Trim the edges so that it fits to the motherboard. Just a reminder here, you shouldn't use hot air to solder it back. I'm just curious what would happen if I use hot air. Let's check if there's any short, because I don't want the capacitors to explode. Everything looks good. Let's assemble the console and try it again. Oh no. When we look at the Syscon again, we did resolve the problem of 3004. Now we are getting the good old 3034. When I try to use a Syscon command bring up, I get this RS6 bit training error. I'm actually not happy with my last reball, in which I have some balls merging together. So I think I have no choice but to take off the RS6 again and do another reball. Just when I was getting ready to preheat the motherboard, this resistor appears out of nowhere. When I compare it to the photo I took before the BJ rework, it seems this resistor should go here. Maybe this is causing the problem? I don't know. Let's try to fix it and see. Let's check my soldering from another angle. My SMD soldering skills are as disappointing as always. Anyhow, let's turn on the console. Okay, it's not the resistor. Let's desolder the RS6. Just like before, we don't need to wait until 270. We can already remove the processor at around 240 with the new solder balls. Since we have the RS6 out, let's check if it's still alive. We'll measure the test points from the bottom right all the way to the top left. I think there's something wrong with PLLVDD. The measurement is not stable at all. It's jumping between 1 megaohm and 30 megaohm. Maybe this RS6 is already dead. Since we have two test points for PLLVDD, I'm trying both of them to see if I get the same result. It seems they are the same. These are the measurements before and after my second desoldering, and this column shows the values I'm supposed to get for a working 65 nanometer RS6. What do you guys think? Is the RS6 dead? Meanwhile, we have no choice but to reball it and solder it back to the motherboard. This time, I need to make sure all the balls are nicely soldered. Oh no, I need to separate the balls. Okay, almost there. A few more balls to go. Not yet, almost there. Finally, one last step. Nudge it to see if it is done. I try to take a picture underneath the RS6 to see if the balls are nicely soldered. What do you guys think? I think they are good. Let's put everything back and test it. Ah man, what's wrong this time? Seriously? Another 1002? These NEC tokens couldn't survive the baking at all. Let's give it one final test. And we get 3034 again with the bit training error. Sorry guys, I wasted you nearly 1 hour just to watch me failing my first Frankenstein mod. But I have to stop it here. I'm completely exhausted. There are just too many uncertainties, starting with a console that doesn't have a warranty sticker. When I was editing, I realized that the connector for the Blu-ray drive is missing. I have no idea what did the previous owner do to this console. It's not a good sign. I think there's also something wrong with the RS6 after my first BJ rework. The value for PLL VDD is just not stable. And I have no idea why. Sometimes life is like this. You tried really hard, but you get nothing in the end. I think I need to take a break and try it one more time. See you guys next time.